What does a millionaire, billionaire want?
First thing that they say is that they don't want a gold digger.
So do you think every single relationship they need to say, right, what do you bring to the table? What do I bring to the table?
You should have a relationship contract, whether you're going to get married or not, right? When I first launched Maxion, I was talking to a few investors, male and married, and they said, are you going to allow married men on this app?
Hello and welcome to Jaded, the podcast with me, Jade. And today we have an amazing guest. She's all about dating in Dubai. Can you believe it? It's an actual thing. It happens. It can happen for some people. Her name is Christiana Maxion and she's AKA the Dubai Matchmaker.
Yeah.
And now tech founder of Maxion, the
matchmaking app.
The matchmaking actual app. I'm really proud of myself
so
for remembering that because I'm really terrible with that sort of stuff. So hello and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Jade. I mean, we've known each other for a few years now.
We have.
And here we are one-on-one.
Here we are. And I need to just go back to the start because you started off as a Dubai matchmaker.
Correct.
What were you doing?
What a question. What the hell are you thinking? Well, I feel like I've lived 8 different lives. I won't get into everything, but I went athlete, finance, education. I'll just talk about matchmaking. So in 2020, I started an Instagram account called Dating in Dubai, where I was documenting my experience actually dating in lockdown, post-lockdowns. You know, they had like Zoom dates. I thought those were ridiculous.
Oh, yes.
But I actually love dating in Dubai. Look at the face you just made.
Are you single? Are you taken now?
Taken.
Taken, so it's worked.
He doesn't technically live in Dubai. He's in and out, so it's
right.
perfect.
So that's the trick.
No, it's not. I just love long distance. I think long distance is a great idea.
Okay, that's a whole new topic.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a bit. But I'll say this. I love dating in Dubai. You can date the entire map. You can date people from all walks of life, religion, stages, ages, phases in their life. And yeah, I mean, what I learned from that account, though, is that people hated dating in Dubai.
Right.
And I have always been a solution seeker. And I truly believe, feel, know, and live this. The most amazing people I've ever met, male and female, have been living in this city. Driven, ambitious, successful, just like heads on straight. It takes a certain personality to like move from your hometown into an expat dominated city in the Middle East, especially like me. I'm from New York, right?
Yeah.
Like my whole family was like, you're going to the Middle East? And I was like, well, it's like Middle East light. It's not like...
I bet you tip well.
What was that? Yes.
Yeah?
I do, actually.
Yeah, because that's such a New York thing.
Oh, it is. It's funny when,
I remember being in a cab and this guy was like, where's my tip, ma'am? And I was like, oops.
Yeah.
We're in New York. Yes. Here's
20% or else they get offended. Yeah.
Okay. I'll remember that for next time.
It's crazy. But yeah, that's like where it all stemmed from. I launched my agency back in 2021. And it was just a way for me to like kind of bridge the gap between these two people that were missing one another. And then it just grew so quickly, went global within 7 months. And our clientele like is millionaires and billionaires. But what I realized with that agency was that we were only catering to a small group of people. It's very high touch, personalized service. So I decided to actually digitize the services. We launched Maxion now 15 weeks ago.
Wow.
And we already have over 2,700 downloads, 1,700 waitlist applicants. Like, it's insane.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Like, my heart is so full because this will be a way for us to just like really scale and create so much more connection for people who might just have a lonely heart here in the city.
Aw. So it's only in Dubai at the moment?
At the moment, we have our expat connections portal open in the UAE. Our next portal to tackle is Indian connections.
Okay, yes.
And then Muslim marriages.
Right.
And I'm so excited.
So you're going to arrange them?
We will be doing
Really?
it. Yes.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
I wonder, would they be okay with that?
Yes. I mean, I've been operating as a matchmaker here, and I work with all religions, all nationalities. And I mean, it's been doing so well. Like, gosh, where are we now? Over 200 media mentions, amazing success rate. So I just feel like we are in the digital age. And why not digitize the way that it's been happening over the past decades, centuries?
Well, congratulations.
Thank
You're smashing it, babes. And it feels like something we need because dating apps in the UAE are
Correct.
technically illegal.
Yes.
So the Tinder, the Hinge, the Bumble,
Yes.
but also I think they should be illegal because they're not working. I've got so many friends who are really distraught and they spend so much time on there, and then they pass me their phone and I'm like, let me have a look because it can't be that bad, and I'm like,
You're like,
okay.
oh.
But then the ones that I like they don't like, and I'm like, oh. But I'm totally not an app person for dating, but I do understand that they are needed, and yours is so specific to, you are literally matching them, aren't you? It's not just people going onto the app and wandering aimlessly through the wilderness.
Yeah, so what I love about what we have created with Maxion, like on the surface it looks like a dating app, but what we're doing is we're changing dating app behaviors, which is why I always couple Maxion with the matchmaking app.
Okay.
Because as you know, on these traditional dating apps, you're swiping from an endless pool of incompatible partners. You don't even know if it's a real person, is it a bot, this and that, where we actually send you compatible profiles each Sunday that you get to look at, right? So we send them to you. You already know you have some level of compatibility with them. Up to you whether or not you say yes, maybe pass. But once it's a yes, yes on both sides, so a mutual connection, our tech actually plans, books, and confirms the date.
Wow.
So there's no messaging inside the app.
Okay.
Everyone's verified. You have to like scan your passport in order to go on a date as well.
So it's really blind dating as well.
Well, no, you see the person.
You get
and,
to
like,
see
the
them,
profile.
but you don't get to message them.
Don't get to message them.
Oh my gosh.
Because
How do people feel about that?
they love it. Because think about it, right? If you're a busy professional, because now the app isn't just for high net worth, ultra high net worth. It's for accomplished professionals, successful individuals, because it's a way different price point. And what it is, it's all about not wasting time. And what I've learned as a matchmaker and what we do, right, in the offline agency is we expedite that process of you meeting.
Yep.
Or you're wasting weeks of time chatting to somebody, putting them up on a pedestal, falling in love with their profile, rather than, and then when you meet them in person, they're a dud.
Yeah.
So then think about all that time wasted.
And there's a lot of catfishing going on as well.
Lots of catfishing.
So you eliminate that catfish situation.
We do. Well, yeah, we verify you through your passport.
Okay.
Right.
But
so
does anyone send you a photo and you think that's been highly edited, I can't add that?
we actually have memberships teams that not go through your profile, but we have people that are there and are hired to actually help you maximize your chances of connection. So for example, you cannot put your Instagram account inside your connection pitch, which is like your bio on our app. Like we say, please put the foot forward, not a money foot forward, but talk about your successes, your accomplishments, your achievements. This is how you're going to attract a compatible partner for you.
Okay.
So we're helping in the background to facilitate those connections.
And I'm guessing it's working well in Dubai because there's a lot of millionaires, billionaires. I love that that's a thing. You know, all the Ferraris you see rocking around. But are all these millionaire, billionaire, are they just men?
So for the agency, we only work with men. And that's like the tailored service. We only take 5 clients per quarter. So I have a whole team that runs that, and that's our global agency. For Maxion, this is more for not everybody needs to be high net worth or ultra high net worth, because everybody deserves love. But yeah, so it's exciting. It's an app too where both men and women pay. So you know that it's like similar caliber of people. Yeah. Because the main complaint that I get from men dating in Dubai, no matter what level of success you have, is that everybody's a gold digger, everybody's a working girl. So one of our taglines is actually ditch the working girl for a woman with a career.
What does that mean?
So part of the process, so anybody can apply to be a Maxion member, but we approve you in order to kind of be part of like this pool of the elite, right? Yeah. So part of that process is that you have to link your LinkedIn.
Oh.
So we look at your professional timeline.
Wow.
We look at your social prowess because we want to make sure that it's a pool of people that you're not going to be wasting your time with.
Yeah. So it really is like a job interview. Finding
love. Yeah,
love.
why not? I mean, think about it. You have to be the CEO of your life. So why not be the CEO of your dating life?
I'm intrigued about the millionaire billionaires because what are their types?
I have seen everything, right? I've seen CEOs, millionaires, billionaires who are seeking a partner. I call it like the new age trophy wife, like a woman that they don't just put on a pedestal because of her looks, but because of her successes, accomplishments, achievements.
Okay.
And then I've also dealt with clients that are seeking somebody who is going to be, their full-time job will be the mother of their children, taking care of the household, taking care of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Because also, like, we work with every nationality, every religion, every age. So it's completely individual about what each of our clients is seeking in a partner. But it's fun to have that because you kind of see like both sides of the coin.
So you must get a list from these men saying what they want. What do they want? What does a millionaire, billionaire want from women in Dubai? Because I feel like people need to know that.
I'll tell you.
In this place.
The first thing that they say is that they don't want a gold digger.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because in Dubai, I mean, I don't think it's something that's not known, but yeah, there are lots of working girls here and even semi-pros, right? Girls who have like kind of a career, but really they're just looking to be taken care of and have a salary. Some of our clients are ready to provide that for a partner. But those are usually the clients that we deal with where we put together a relationship agreement where it's kind of like these are the terms of the agreement. You get this amount of salary. You'll be taking care of this, this, and that if you A, B, C, D, E, F.
So a prenup, almost.
No marriage involved, but yes,
so
a
what is
relationship
AB's?
agreement.
Tell us, what are they? Give us an
Providing
example.
children.
Okay.
Raising the children the way that both parties agree on or one party says to. And, you know, living in a certain area, like we go on this many holidays, you get this amount of salary, they're going to go to these private schools, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And yeah, those are some agreements that our clients have. And obviously there'll be like a mutual respect, but I can do this, you can do that, whatever outside of the arrangement that they have.
Are you talking about mistresses?
I don't think they put that on paper. I haven't seen that on paper, but alluded to, yeah.
But I feel like sometimes it is a transaction, isn't it? If you're going for
most relationships are transactional.
Yeah. So if you're going for a successful man with money, then you have a role to play. What are you bringing to the?
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm laughing because I'm agreeing. But
it's just. But do you understand? And so when they say gold digger, it's like, no, you're not a gold digger, but you are somebody who is bringing X, Y, Z to the plate, and this person's bringing X, Y, Z, and it just happens to be billions of pounds.
So what I see is the most successful relationships have transparency. Both parties know their roles in the relationship. And that's why transactional relationships work the best, because everybody knows what they're bringing to the table and what the expectations are. I think sometimes like relationships fall apart when people hide information, when people aren't completely clear about their standards, expectations. So, yeah.
And I have a lot of friends who have a lot of questions for you, babes.
Oh, gosh.
Because dating is tough, not only in Dubai, but in the world.
Yeah.
And a lot of these apps sort of create this feeling of OMG, there's so many options. Yeah. So all my friends are getting ghosted, and they're really good looking, and they're actually quite, they're doing quite well. So I think, what is it? Is it that?
Yeah. So it's the illusion of having an endless amount of options, right? An endless pool of compatible people. When in actuality, how many of these people are real? How many of these people's like real person is who is reflected on social media, let's say, or even inside their dating app profile. So it's kind of like this access to information that we have, and like not even information, access to image, right? When you look, let's say, at like influencers, pictures and things like that, and having that ability to contact them, even through like a DM on Instagram, people feel like, oh my gosh, I know this person. Like even me, like I don't even have like that large a following. I'll meet people out and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I know you. I'm like, you don't, but you've seen me on social media, but you really don't know me like at all. But that is what social media has created for us and kind of gives us this delusion that we have so many options in this world. But how many of those options are actually compatible or valid partners for us to be happy?
How do you feel about this? This is a real question from a friend.
Okay.
She's dating this guy, and he has an ex-girlfriend who has been listening to their conversations on Alexa.
What do you mean? What?
Yeah, so he cut his finger cooking dinner, and the ex-girlfriend texted him and said, "How's your finger? I hope it's not too painful." She'd been listening to their conversations on Alexa.
But how?
Because Alexa, if you've still got the same login details, you can listen. It's like a thing. You should
can.
know, tech guru.
Oh my gosh. Shoot, this
You're
is
like thinking about who you
crazy.
can listen into now.
No, I'm thinking who's listening to me. I mean, all they're going to hear is Taylor Swift songs. But well, you know he can probably file a suit against her. It's in Dubai, yeah?
In the UK.
Oh, in the
the
UK.
UK.
Oh, maybe
But-
you can file something.
So she's basically thinking, do I stay with this guy? Do I?
Well, he needs to take action in order to cut that off. I mean, what was his response? Was it, "Thanks for checking in on my finger," or "Dude, how did you know that? And why are you listening in on my Alexa?"
His response was to put Alexa in the bin.
Okay, well then, you know what? Maybe this ex might be a little cuckoo.
Yeah.
So he's okay. Listen, I don't want to upset her. Maybe the first solution is this one.
True.
But I also wonder how else she's getting in, because that can't be the only in she has. Is she following his location? Is she connected somewhere else? Like, do they have the same like iTunes photos?
He needs to turn off his Find My iPhone or something.
Yes, yeah. He needs to like do a reboot of his life and make sure that he's not connected.
Yeah.
Like not even like Netflix accounts. Like make sure like nothing is connected at this point.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Is she okay, the girl?
She's fine. They're fine. I mean, it's a funny story to tell now.
Is it funny or is it scary? Because I think it's scary.
Yeah, a little bit scary. But it shows he's a nice guy. She's still checking in. I've got to talk about something that's trending right now.
Go.
Because it's on Netflix, and it's the story around
Tell me.
the cheating website.
Oh, Ashley Madison. I have 20 more minutes left. Go.
So I've not watched it yet, but I've
Yes.
heard all about it.
Obsessed.
And these people are
Yes.
so if you don't know, it's basically a cheating website where
Used to be,
they got
used to be.
hacked,
Yeah.
and then all of the data got released.
Yes,
And
36
so-
million users.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
these people have been busted, and a lot of the wives or husbands
Yeah, both.
are accepting it and
Yeah.
saying, "Okay, you cheated, but it's okay." How do you feel about that?
About cheating or about Ashley Madison?
Cheating. First.
This is it. This is it, right? What we spoke about just a moment ago in terms of transparency, right? What are the rules of your relationship? I think that not enough couples have this conversation about what are the rules of our relationship? What are the expectations? What standards do you have? I always suggest to clients, to friends, to myself, when you engage or decide to commit to somebody, you should have a relationship contract. Whether you're going to get married or not, right? If you believe in it or not, have a relationship contract where it's like, these are the things that I need in order to feel loved in this relationship. Your partner has the same space and freedom to say that as well. You both agree to do whatever it is that you put down on this agreement. Revisit it 3 months later. Hey, did we hold up either end of the bargain for this relationship? You either renew that contract or you don't, and then that's when you break up.
I love that you see it as like properly contractual.
It's,
Like, do you
every
think-
relationship is contractual, transactional. It is, whether there's money involved or not.
So do you
about
think
it.
every single relationship they need to say, right, what do you bring to the table? What do I bring to the table?
If you want to have a healthy relationship, I mean, you don't, it depends, right? Because I'm a very practical, pragmatic person. I like seeing things on paper. I like signing something, but okay, you're going to do this or you're not going to do it. I'm going to do this
Yeah.
or you're not going to do it. And then you also have an easier breakup. So you're like, it's on paper. You either did it or you didn't. And we either move on or we
Well,
don't.
you make it sound so simple, but you can
It
imagine in
is.
an argument like, I took out the bins 3 times last week and you didn't do it. And then I went for a food shop and then you...
That sounds like my nightmare. That's, yeah, I mean,
So-
at least we live in Dubai where you can outsource all of that.
Ashley Madison.
Oh, yeah, sorry, cheating. So for me, what I was trying to get at with the transparency is these people were not being honest with their partner and telling them that they weren't fulfilled in any kind of way, whether it was emotionally, physically, intellectually, whatever it was. And that's why they were seeking it in somebody else. So the level 0 foundation of relationships should be that transparency, that honesty. And if you don't have a safe space to express that to your partner. Is this the right partner for you? In terms of cheating, some people did cheat physically. Some people emotionally cheated, right? They were seeking validation just through messaging. And with that being said, like if you actually watch it, it shows that there was an open couple on there who had the rules to their relationship and that they could talk to other people. There's a closed couple on there, monogamous couple, who didn't have those rules in place. And he was technically, quote unquote, cheating, even though I don't think anything physical happened. I believe that relationships can recover from any infidelity or any dishonesty. Depends on what your goals are and then how transparent and clear you are moving forward.
So here's a stat that I found.
Go.
When that website was live, there was 20% of people in relationship and marriages cheat. Now that's jumped to 65%. So 65% of people in relationships and who are married are on these sites.
I believe that.
So that's crazy.
It is. When I first launched Maxion, I was talking to a few investors, males, so dudes, and married, and they said, "Are you going to allow married men on this app?" And I said, "No."
Great question.
And I said, "No," because part of like our whole verification is that not only like do we like verify your passport, but then we can verify visa and status. So
were they genuinely asking that?
Yes.
So,
and then after watching Ashley Madison, I was like, shit, there's a market for it. I
is.
might have to create a portal for married people now.
Oh my gosh, that's what you got from this. You're a true businesswoman.
That's all I think about.
I'm shocked. I am shook. You probably did quite well.
It would freaking skyrocket.
You're like,
oh, wait.
Scrap Maxion.
I know. Well, I have a very funny thing. So from the Ashley Madison documentary, they said, so they had, when they entered new countries, right, in new markets, they had to change their messaging. And I forget it verbatim, but when they launched in India, the messaging was, your parents arranged your marriage, let's help you arrange your affair, or something like that.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I was like, wow, hit the nail on the head.
Would you ever cheat? Because you seem to find it quite funny.
Sorry.
Unbelievable. Just thinking about someone watching being like...
business. I'm just thinking business.
Yeah, I know. And you genuinely see it as a transaction. So you have this with your partner. You have a piece of paper with what you bring. Of course you don't, because you live so far away. It doesn't matter.
It's new. It's new. So if we decide to move forward with something like serious, then of course I would. I've done that though before in past relationships, like recent relationships. Oh my God, 1000%. Write down, this is what we each promised to do to one another. Revisited it, we didn't, so then we split. Easy. But I'm sorry, you asked me something about the cheating. Do I find it funny? I do not find it funny because people get hurt, families get hurt in the process. But I think you need to reflect both like why are you cheating? What are you seeking outside that you couldn't be clear and upfront about with your partner?
But don't you think that some people just do it for the thrill?
Yeah, some people are addicts in that way. What I think that's a Hollywood term, right? Being a sex addict now.
Is it?
I think it's just a way to claim and be able to cheat whenever you want.
Oh, really?
You haven't heard
So
about
they're putting a label on it?
Yeah,
Wow.
so many celebrities say that they're sex addicts. They can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. Oh no, we need a Sex Addicts Anonymous.
Oh my gosh. Let's talk lists before I forget. The
Yes.
list of the billionaire, millionaire.
Yeah.
What do they look for? Is it looks? Is it youth?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Men are visual creatures no matter what. They have to be physically attracted to somebody in order for them to agree to go on a date. Everybody's level, or sorry, like beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? Not everybody goes for the same type or look at all. Like I remember when I first started as a matchmaker, and I had a client, I was presenting potential women for him to date. And I remember one of his feedbacks when he went on a date with one of the women was, she's too skinny for me.
Oh.
And it's quite interesting because, I don't know, I think growing up in like the West, right? The ideal is that you're a size 0 and you're 5'10" and you're blonde, blue-eyed, right? when actually, like, my work as a matchmaker, it's the whole rainbow. It's the whole rainbow, every shape, every size. But the number one common thing that men are seeking in a partner is a woman who's nurturing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nurturing.
Yeah, nurturing. I think kind, right? Nurturing, kind, someone who doesn't have an agenda, but that's obviously for the person who's not seeking like a relationship agreement, you know? Somebody who doesn't have an agenda. And if they are going to have children with this person, right? Nurturing would be something that they're looking for. Strong family values.
Yeah. What happened to like the old fashioned like bit where you used to just walk down the street and see someone and say, oh, hello, you look nice? Is that gone?
Okay, I have a question. Okay, so for me, I love meeting people in person, at the grocer, anything. I smile at people, I say hey.
Yeah.
I usually get weird looks like, why is she talking to me?
You okay, hun?
Or like everybody has their AirPods in now.
True.
So like, how are you really going to like go up to somebody and unless they're like, what the hell?
There is a thing, you know, now in supermarkets, it's like a trend at the moment where if you've got your basket or your trolley, you have a bunch of bananas, and if you face them upright, that means you're available.
That is crazy. I've never heard that.
So that could be a thing. Just go to all the supermarkets. I'm just worried for all those people that don't realize that it's a thing, and they're like,
I know.
get away from me, creep.
Yeah, they're like, I'm married with 8 kids. You sure you want this?
Oh my gosh.
No,
Brilliant.
I think what I've done in the past that I think is a fun and a bold move is that, let's say you're in a cafe, you're in a restaurant, and you spot somebody cute. What I have done is I have on the back of a receipt, I have written down my name and number, and I'm the girl in the leopard pants. I'm just gonna make it up, right? If you're single, message me. Or if you're single, WhatsApp me.
So you would
and
do
I'll put
that?
down, and I'll tell the waiter to give it to that person after I leave.
And did it work?
And, yeah, and they either message me or they don't. I mean, maybe they're married. Who knows, right?
That's
But no,
clever though.
It's happened a couple times where they did message me and we ended up meeting, but nothing really came of it. But yeah.
Did they remember who you were? Leopard pants, like.
It's hard to forget me, Jade.
Can you imagine a guy being like, leopard pants? I don't remember seeing anyone with leopard
Maybe
pants.
that's why I didn't get a call back.
But that's really nice though, and I love that because it's like
Yeah.
people need to take a risk, I think, and people are very scared because
1,000%.
we don't talk anymore, do we? Because it's just like not what we do. We're always online and always on our phones.
I think what's also funny is I was at this like party thing that I go to once a month for like founders, fund managers and things, and I love going to that place. It's all real people, dive bar, super cash, but like you meet a lot of cool people. And I remember I was talking to this guy and I said, like, he was like a little older than me, and I said like, oh, what's your Instagram?
How much older?
Not that much. I'm like early 40s. But he looked at me. He started laughing. He was with his buddy. He's like, you see, all the young kids these days, you got to have Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the way people
Yeah,
connect.
it's true.
But it's funny because that's what people do, right? They look at, okay, who your mutuals are, right? Who do we know the same people? And then there's like that automatic judgment where back in the day, there was none of that.
No.
Or I also like to think about it this way. In Dubai, most of us move here on a work visa without close friends or family. Some people reinvent themselves or try something new when coming to a new city, right? And who they are. Where like back home, if like and especially me, like in New York, it's a place where there's millions and millions and millions of people in such a concentrated area. But if I meet somebody and I'm like, oh, hey, I went to Notre Dame, and they're like, oh, I went to Notre Dame too. You're like, oh, do you know ABC, XYZ? You feel like that automatic connection to them.
Yeah.
So in Dubai, you're kind of seeking that immediately when you meet somebody. It's kind of like this vouching system. That's what Instagram and LinkedIn does for you.
Yeah.
Is that you look and go, oh, okay, this person, quote unquote, vouches for them, or like there's some kind of mutual
friend
connection there.
And then you can find out if they're dodgy or not as well.
Yeah, always.
That's
the whole point.
I'll go one further than the older guy. This like person who I thought was my age was like, hey, what's your Snapchat? And I was like,
wow.
Really? I deleted that because I was getting loads of dodgy photos on there. But that's another story.
Yeah, I did Snapchat like in 2015, like when it first launched. I haven't done it since.
No.
Have you?
No, but we're not down with the kids, babe. We need to get on it.
I don't know. I do like a dodgy photo, but that can come on any platform.
From anyone.
Yeah, why
Oh
not?
my gosh.
Unsolicited, solicited.
You're outrageous.
happy.
That'll be your next website or app.
Why not?
Wow.
Call me Snapchat. Let's do something.
Long distance relationships. You're in
Love
one
it.
now. Why do you vouch for it so much?
Don't call it a relationship yet.
Oh.
Let's figure it out first.
How long have you been together for?
I'm not going to talk about that yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But long distance, you like it in general?
I love long distance relationships. But that's also because I'm a person.
Mm-hmm.
I run 3 different companies. I have so much to do all day long, every day, that it kind of, you have your separate life from that person. And then it's kind of like the excitement when you get to see them again, you know? And especially if every time you see each other is in like a different country. Like that's nice and whatever. But let's see.
You make it sound so romantic. Like most people who are dating like Emirates airline hosts and stuff, they're like, oh, thank gosh, they've gone. You know? And they're like, just had a little bit of respite before they come back.
Yeah.
But
I love it though. Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy for you, babes.
I've had a few long distance relationships,
Yeah?
and I think that they're great for the type of life I lead.
Yeah, because
in this moment,
you can see them and things. Because I was in long
Yeah.
distance and it just did not work. It was just
Yeah.
not. But I guess everyone's different.
everybody's different.
So let's talk about the fact that you're a boss. You are owning your own business. Now you are CEO of a tech company. And you're a
Crazy.
woman. How did that
Whoops.
work out? Well done. Woo!
How did it work
How
out?
did you
How
slip through
is
the
it
net?
working out? I don't know, man. I'll tell you this, right? So it's been probably a year now where like I kind of embarked and like and just kind of dove headfirst in the tech world. Never been a tech founder ever in my life. And I just said, F it, I'm going to do it. Met with a lot of roadblocks, a lot of speed bumps, a lot of ups, downs, left turns, right turns, U-turns. But I have always had the 100% zero doubt in myself and in the product that we have built that it's going to succeed. And I think that when you are a founder, you kind of have to be a little delusional and like 100% believe in yourself, believe in your product, believe in your team in order to keep you going, because you get knocked down so much. So many no's, especially during the fundraising. Like I'm fundraising right now. Like we closed a pre-seed of 600,000 US, trying to raise 1.5 mil now. Let's see, because
So what are you fundraising for?
so we're fundraising for the expansion and the opening of the different portals, because we want to expand across GCC. But ever since we launched, we've been generating revenue, and it's actually crazy to be a newly launched app and to do that. And then beyond that, I actually believe and know that we will be sustainable, well, breaking even by summer, and then pulling a profit, I believe, by Q4. So who knows? Maybe I don't need funding, but let's see what the universe has in store for me. But when you are in the fundraising journey and you are first time and you're kind of just like figuring it out, because please let me say this to everybody. Nobody knows what they're doing. They're just figuring it out. Being a first time anything, being a founder, even being CEO in my offline agency, it's like throwing darts at a dartboard. You're just trying to see what sticks. Okay, that didn't work. We're going to try something new. But especially with the tech, and it's a journey. You learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about people. You learn so much about who's going to waste your time, who's full of shit, and who you're going to write down on your murder list later on when you become a billionaire and say, I'm going to out you.
I love that. I love that, because you're right. Let's go back to the fact that you said you have to be a bit delusional. Because I think that's with anything. Like even with me, with my podcast, maybe I'm delusional. And everyone's going to be like, shut your mouth, lady. But, you know, it's like...
But
if
listen,
it comes
you are going to have people that say, shut your mouth.
Yes.
And no matter what you do.
Okay.
But
Good to know.
don't shut your mouth. That's the whole point.
And it's like, you know, why are you doing it? I think that's a big reason as well.
Yes,
You know,
definitely.
do you want to help people?
Yes.
Do you know, feel passionate about this? Whatever the reason is, if you've got a real driving force behind that delusion, it's okay.
That's it, right? Like, what is your core why? But not just your core why. I think about contribution. How are you contributing and adding positivity to society? So obviously the core of everything that I do, the companies that I run, it's about connection, right? And especially with Maxion and being in these expat dominated cities in GCC And people who come here and kind of give up, right? Or they move back home and say, I'm never going to find a partner because I keep meeting the same type of person. I think that Dubai is the most amazing place to live in the world. And it could just be a tad bit more amazing if you're able to also find your partner, put down roots here through relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, build a family here. Because the UAE wants to double its population by 2030. But how do you do that? And that's through relationships. And I want to be just that little nudge to help people and to help create that connection for those who might have otherwise thought, I'm never going to find somebody here.
Strong men and strong women.
Yeah.
Can they be together?
Yes.
You think they can?
Yes, I do.
But do you not think
I'm
there's
a
like
strong
big
woman.
conflicts? And...
No, you just need to be open with one another. Now, it's so interesting because the best relationships that I see, it's about finding the emotional yin to your yang. You cannot have two people that are both hotheads. That would never work in a relationship. But in terms of being a strong person, are you referring to somebody who's successful? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, probably successful, but also opinionated.
When I think about opinionated people, those kinds of people, the best kind of partner for them is somebody. So let's say you're like super opinionated, you're a hothead, you get really strong about opinions, right? Having a partner that's also that way probably is not going to work out. You need somebody like who's more mellow and balances you out, like that yin to your yang, right? When you said strong man and strong woman in the beginning, I was thinking successful man, successful woman, if you think about like money on paper, right? But I do think that those two people can be together if they are emotional yins to the other person's yang. So for me, and I'm going to toot my own horn, I am a strong person, but when it comes to business, my personal life, I am very soft. And when I'm with a man who is, he makes me feel soft. Like I was going through such a time, October, November, December, when we were launching, that I became so prickly. Like I could catch myself being quick to anger, like just really hard on people. And then it kind of like the stars aligned and I started a relationship with a guy and he made me feel soft again. And I was like, I needed that because I was getting so prickly. And then even when I think about like past relationships I've had, current situations I'm in, it's like the other person makes me feel soft, but I'm able to put my personality in different boxes and kind of like open up that box at different times. So
for your app and for your dating website, so you've got the men, the billionaires and billionaires, and they pay.
Yep.
How much do they pay?
Agency. Starts at $50,000 US to work with me.
Even if they don't find someone?
Yes, they buy time with me.
Oh.
Our clients, because we offer unlimited matchmaking memberships, they buy time with us.
Okay.
So to work with me as your matchmaker starts at $50,000 US. We have other packages though where you can work with my assistant, you can work with our team. Those usually start at $25,000 US. And but with the app, way different price point. It's $399 for the month, dirham.
Nice.
And then $999 for 3 months.
I like your package like structure, the way that it's like in a hair salon. If you want the boss, it's a lot. And then if you want the assistant hair cutter, it's less.
Exactly.
But yeah, so, and then where do you find the women?
So women can join the database for free for the matchmaking agency, ChristianaMaxion.com. Anybody can join, and because we're global and because our clients are different ages, stages, phases in their life, religious, nationalities, we say anybody and everybody please join the database. You never know what type of client we have that's looking for a certain partner. So throw your hat in the ring. Doesn't guarantee you any dates when you're a free database member, but you never know. We could ping you one day.
So in terms of cultures, because we live in the UAE, there's loads of different cultures here, loads of different people from different countries. Do they gel? Have you seen it happen where cross-culture relationships and it works?
Yeah, I have seen it. I've also had clients who have requested that the partner that they have maybe converts to their religion. So it also like lining that up and having those specific searches is fun too.
I love the way that you're just so blasé about it. Just change your religion, just become this, and then you can
Some people are very, they want to.
It's interesting
they
because
want love,
I
so
know
why
some
not?
people who have been asked to do that and they
Yeah.
were so shocked and like not happy with it.
It's interesting, like working in this profession, learn so much about humans, and you kind of understand who would be open to that idea and who wouldn't, just after having a conversation with them. And that's kind of what we do for our clients. We weed out the time wasting. We say, would this be something that you'd be open to? They say yay or nay. And then if that person says no, then obviously we wouldn't be presenting that person to them, because we don't want to waste our clients' time. We want to expedite that process for them. We want to be able to find their partner for them as quickly as possible, because that's our job. So yeah, it's like doing that vetting, that verifying that that's what our clients are paying us for.
Tell me a success story.
My favorite ones is when we get it right on the first date.
Wow.
So I'll just tell you this year. Client signed up. He's in his 60s. Yeah, client signed up in his 60s back in December. Went on one date in January. They're still together. I'll tell you another one where we worked on the first
How
date.
old was she?
52.
Okay.
Yeah, normal, like normal, right?
That's lovely.
Yeah, and then another one where we worked on the first date. First time, I paired them up. Both of them were clients, actually. It just so happened that they just had very similar things in common. I was like, maybe they should meet. And yeah, they met. They're now living their wonderful life in Europe together.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's the best when you get it right on the first time.
Yeah. And where do you...
Less work for me.
Yeah. Yay, I win!
And the client's happy,
Yeah, of
so
course.
why not?
And then what about where you send them on the first date? Because I've got a lot of friends who are like, where do I go? What do I do?
It depends. Are you a dinner gal? Are you a drinks gal? Are you an activity person? For me, I would say if this is a first date and you haven't met this person before yet, like meaning like you didn't meet them at a bar, let's say you met on an app or somebody's introducing you to them, I always say that you should be hedging. So that means like hedging your
Is that a new
bets, right?
sport?
Yeah, so it's this thing I've created where basically meet this person for drinks. Like I don't drink, so I would go for like a mocktail or whatever, but like meet them for quote unquote drinks. But have a dinner or night out arranged with your friends sandwiched on top of that.
Yes.
And the reason why I say this is because then you're not wasting an outfit, number one. You're not wasting hair and makeup, number two. Also, if this date is going amazingly, but you already know that, okay, you signed up for 7 o'clock, but you have dinner at 9 o'clock, you leave and you leave them wanting more.
Yes.
Done. If the date sucks, guess what? You leave them and then you go to your friends and you talk shit about them. Like, it's the best night ever.
That definitely is a thing. Even if you're not going out afterwards, a lot of people say it. And then also there's something to do with the psychology behind saying you're busy.
1,000%.
You know, even if you're not going out or you're not with your friends and you're texting someone and they're like, what are you doing tonight? And you just sat there in your pajamas watching Netflix.
Doesn't matter. I have plans tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fully committed tonight. Even if your commitment is eating Doritos on the couch. That is your commitment because you're watching Ashley Madison.
And does that work?
Yes.
Why?
Because if you are a person that is wanted, other people want you. If you cannot make a pre-plan, like I was recently talking to this guy, and this man was allergic to making a pre-plan. Like, I swear. And I just give up.
Yeah.
I just literally said, I was like, if you cannot do this, I don't think it's meant for us to meet.
You can imagine how annoying that would be.
Excuse after excuse after excuse. I just stopped answering. So I was like, what is the point? What is the point?
What do you think of ghosting? You know, someone's on a date and it went really well, and then they go home and they're like, yay,
obviously
oh my
it didn't
gosh.
go
And
that
then-
well if someone ghosted.
But it happens all the time.
What? Okay, what do you want me to answer?
So what do you think of ghosting? Do you think it's a good way to let someone down? Just stop texting them?
I like being honest with people and just letting them know, hey, it's just not the right match for me. But that's also like in the matchmaking process, that's what our clients hire us to do. We're the ones that let the other person know whether it's a match or it's not. Even inside the app, that's why there's no ghosting in it, because you get feedback after whether the other person wants to see you or not. So it kind of like either ties that loop for you or opens it for other possibilities. But anyway, what I would suggest is just be honest. Hey, I had a great time, or maybe you did have a great time or whatever. Start with a compliment and then just say, not my perfect match. Done. I think it's much better. Like, we're all adults here, so just suck it up.
And there's a lot of strong women that I know in their 30s, 40s who are really successful and they're doing really well in life, but they don't have a partner, and they are giving up. What do you think about that?
They can be successful in one area of their life. They can be successful in any area of their life. So they need to start putting effort into that and finding that partner, or attracting that partner, I should say.
But do you think it's weird if someone's on their own forever?
What do you mean?
Single.
Yeah, single.
You're like, what is that?
No.
What is single?
I know.
I'm a dating expert.
I have so many men spinning on plates. I have no idea what that is. No, I mean, what do you mean? Like, it's weird if they're single?
Yeah, like, can somebody go through the whole life, maybe having dates and stuff, but they're actually okay? Let's say they hit 35 and they say, do you know what? I'm all right on my own.
Well, yeah, that's a personal choice. Like, I don't think anybody should be judged for any decision that they make. And also, when you're in a relationship, or you choose to be in a relationship with somebody, I think that a lot of people get bogged down about maybe their idea of what a perfect, quote unquote, perfect relationship looks like or should look like, when you can write any relationship that you want. Whatever works for the 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, 5 of you.
Wow.
Works for you guys. So don't let other people, social norms impede on your happiness.
What's really interesting, I've got to pick up on it, is what you say, the quote unquote perfect relationship. Yeah. Because most of the times the people who are posting their happy
they're the worst relationships.
Why do they do that? They're like, we're the best. Look at us. And then you're like, are you? What's wrong?
I recently put the longer the caption, the worse the relationship.
Brilliant. That's so true.
On any anniversary post, or when it starts with, even though you drive me nuts, da 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 da. I'm like, oh,
you're my best friend.
God. Quit. Just quit now. You're hurting us all just by reading this post.
But you read it.
No, I give up. I don't. Okay, another thing that I must put out there, because sometimes I'll say things on podcasts or whatever. I'll put something out there on social media, and as you know, social media is all about the views, the likes, the controversy. Please know that if you are in my comment section and you're saying something mean or you're trying to hurt me, I don't read any of the comments. Okay. I have a team that does that.
Interesting.
So even if you think you're battling me in my DMs, you are not. So
you're battling the assistant salon
cutter. Exactly. You are battling that person. So please just save it. Actually, no, keep going. Engagement is good.
You know about it because they say, hey, Christiana, we've got some bad comments, and then you say, don't show me.
You know what they do for me, and this is why I love my team so much. They will take it off my notifications. Aww. And they will just handle all of the naysayers and all of the mean people who are like, you look like a troll. I'm like, oh yeah. Thanks for the engagement.
It's those people. I'd love to sit down. Maybe I should change my podcast and sit with these trolls and say, are you okay? Like, why? Because there must be something really wrong in their life to take time to watch your stuff and then go, do you know what?
Here we go.
You look silly in that. Why?
Well, I will say this. I had posted something about, some guy asked me on his podcast about how much it would take, how much money a man would have to earn in order to be my partner. And I was just straight up and serious about it. I was like, he would need to earn at least 6 figures US a month, because that's what I earn and more. So in order to be a part of me, where I would have respect for him. Oh my gosh, people went nuts. Put on a comment. I said, you need to get your priorities straight, because if you are wasting time during the workday to comment on this post something negative about me, you need to be working and get your paper up. And I remember this, I was like, if you are a male commenting on Instagram during work hours, your priorities are not straight. Period. Dot. I do not care.
But you can't battle all of them, can you? I call them keyboard warriors.
Yes.
Because I can imagine the first few, you're like, wait a minute, you're wrong. Let me tell you this. Yeah. And then you just think, do you know what? It's not my battle to fight.
That's what the assistants are
and
for.
you're just doing fab, and you do you. And they can continue being keyboard warriors.
And what, just to kind of circle it back to what you were saying about the podcast and kind of being delusional, I always let the negativity or the hate or any door that slams in your face or closes, I let that fuel me.
Yeah.
I let the naysayers fuel me, because guess what? That just makes me want it even more.
Yeah. And also, I'd like them to continue to do keyboard warring on my posts, because then I'll get more engagement. So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Exactly.
No, please don't.
You're like, my little heart cannot handle it.
I don't have assistants to edit them.
One day you will.
This has been fabulous. Thank you so much for having a chat with me and helping people.
Yes.
Because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if somebody, like whether rich or just average income,
rich or not,
rich or poor, where can they go to get laid?
To be happy
in a relationship. Sorry.
So ChristianaMaxion.com if you're looking for the offline agency, and then themaxion.com. We are on the App Store. Maxion, Maxion. Please apply, and let's create connection.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for listening or watching Jaded the podcast. I'm your host, Jade. We'll do another one next Wednesday. I'm going to drop it every Wednesday. And remember, do not forget to write all of your mean posts below, because I will be replying to them. Good luck.